Now the word milpa is actually from the Nahuatl word phrase milpa, which translates to cultivated field. A few thousand years ago in southern Mexico and Central America, the term meant maize field, but really referred to not just a field planted with corn, but also squash, beans, and a variety of other plants. By the time European settlers were living in North America, the milpa concept had grown up the coast until people were planting the three sisters: corn, squash, and beans. So what makes this milpa garden so unique? Well, corn is an excellent grain crop, but it can't produce its own nitrogen, and it lacks the amino acids lysine and tryptophan, which your body needs to produce proteins and niacin. Bean, a legume crop, will produce nitrogen and lysine and tryptophan. Squash, for their part, is an excellent food crop that is high in vitamins and minerals. Not only are these plants nutritionally complementary, but actually they grow really well together too. Beans will use a corn stalk as a kind of bean pole, allowing their leaves to get more sunlight for photosynthesis. Squash and other vining crops will fill in any gaps in the soil surface, smothering and shading out weeds. Here at Green Cover Seed, we offer a diverse milpa mix with the following items. This is an excellent way to get some produce out of a small piece of land with minimal amounts of labor. We've had some excellent feedback from people saying how much they love taking their kids into their chaos garden, almost like a treasure hunt looking for fresh produce. So if you're planning your spring mix, consider milpa as a fun way to get fresh produce and also improve your soil health. In fact, the soil health benefits of a milpa concept are so profound that there are fields in Mesoamerica that have been continuously milpa for the last 4,000 years, and they're still producing a good crop.
One of the concepts that's kind of fun to play around with when we talk about these mixes is to make a mix like this, what we call the chaos garden. And on this, we put a lot of things in here that are edible for humans. We've got a lot of greens that you could eat, all the way from mustard greens to collard greens to radishes and turnips. But then we also intersperse in a lot of flowering plants, like we've got mustards here. We've got actual flowers over here. We've got calendulas and marigolds and other things like that. There's flax in here that's flowering. Then we also put some vine crops, like we've got squash in here. There's watermelons, there's cantaloupe in different areas. So it's just it's really fun to come out here and walk around. There's pumpkins out here. So later in the season, when a lot of this stuff freezes out, we'll have kids come out, we'll have people from church come out, and they can search to see who can find the biggest pumpkin or the biggest squash or different gourds or things like that.
We think that you could probably actually get more garden yield of edible product from something like this than you could with everything in nice neat rows planted in little small monocultures. But it's a lot of fun to come out here and just look and see what's happening. This is a great learning center if you want to observe plant interaction and which plants benefit which neighbors.
And like right here, right where I'm standing, I didn't even move, and I was able to grab a cucumber, which this is a yellow variety, very, very tasty cucumbers, a turnip, and one of these small little pumpkins that the kids will love later on. So if nothing else, it's just a great place to come out and walk around and just marvel at the diversity of all the different plants that God created. It's pretty fun to do.
Yeah, this is a university education in itself right out here if you just open your eyes and observe. It's a lot of fun.